Good day, class. Today we will learn about comparing, ordering, and rounding off whole numbers. Let's start. Today, we will review place value. Place value tells us the value of a digit based on its position in a number when identifying the highest place value. Always look at the leftmost digit because it is in the greatest place. Before we begin our lesson, let us first learn some important math words that we will use throughout this week. Understanding these terms will help us solve problems more easily. Comparing numbers means finding out which number is greater than, less than, or equal to equals another number. Ordering numbers means arranging numbers in a certain order. There are two ways: ascending order, from the smallest to the greatest. Rounding numbers means finding the nearest value based on the place value you are rounding to. It helps us estimate numbers quickly. Do you like eating fruits? Fruits help us stay healthy, strong, and active because they give our bodies important nutrients. Today, we will use these fruits to learn how to compare numbers. Just as we can compare the weights of fruits, we can also compare whole numbers up to 1 million. Activity 1, which is heavier. In this activity, you will compare the weights of each pair of fruits. Read the weight given for each fruit, then determine which fruit is heavier. Write or say the name of the heavier fruit. Remember that the fruit with the greater weight in grams is the heavier fruit. Class, we can compare different objects using their attributes or characteristics, such as weight, size, color, texture, taste, and price in our activity. We compared the weight of the fruits using the same unit, grams, g. Since all the weights are measured in grams, we can easily compare the numbers and identify which fruit is heavier or lighter. This is how comparing numbers helps us in real-life situations. Class, comparing numbers means determining whether one number is less than, greater than, or equal to another number. We use the symbols for less than, for greater than, and equals for equal to compare numbers correctly. Always start by looking at the highest place value. If the digits in the highest place are the same, compare the next place value until you find a difference. This helps us decide which number is greater, smaller, or if both numbers are equal. Look at each pair of fruits and compare their weights. Determine which number is greater than, less than, or equal to the other. Write the correct mathematical symbol, or equals, in the box to show the comparison. Remember to compare the numbers carefully before choosing the correct symbol. Class, when comparing large numbers, we first write them in a place value chart. This helps us compare the digits from left to right, starting with the highest place value. In this example, both numbers have 2 in the hundred thousands place. So we compare the next place, which is the 10,000s place. Since 4 is less than 5, we know that 245,200 to 254,291. Class, sometimes we compare numbers that do not have the same number of digits. In this case, we first compare the highest place value. The number 115,936 has a hundred thousands place, while 82,776 has only a 10,000s place. Since 100,000 is greater than a 10,000, 115,936 is greater than 82,776. When comparing numbers with different numbers of digits, always check the highest place value first. The number 1 million has a millions place, while 812,645 has only a hundred thousands place. Since 1 million is greater than 100,000, we can immediately conclude that 1 million greater than 812,645. Two numbers are equal when they have the same number of digits, and every digit in each place value is exactly the same. In this example, the digits in the 10,000s, thousands, hundreds, tens, and ones places all match. Since there is no difference in any place value, the two numbers are equal. When two numbers have the same number of digits, we compare them from left to right, starting with the highest place value in this example. The digits in the hundred thousands, 10,000s, and thousands places are the same. We then compare the hundreds place. Since 0 is less than 2, we know that 772,025 is less than 772,205. Notice that both numbers have the same digits in the hundred thousands, 10,000s, and thousands places: 7, 7, and 2. Since these digits are the same, we move to the hundreds place. At the hundreds place, 0 is less than 2. So we can conclude that 772,025 is less than 772,205. Let us summarize how to compare whole numbers. If two numbers have different numbers of digits, the number with more digits is greater if two numbers have the same number of digits. Compare the digits from left to right, starting with the highest place value. Continue comparing each place value until you find the first different digit. The number with the greater digit in that place is the greater number. We can use comparing numbers to solve real-life problems, such as comparing the populations of cities in this problem. The city of San Fernando has a population of 354,666, while Mabalacat City has 293,244. Since 354,666 is greater than 293,244, we can conclude that the city of San Fernando had the larger population in 2020. We can use comparing numbers to solve real-life problems, such as comparing the populations of cities in this problem. The city of San Fernando has a population of 354,666, while Mabalacat City has 293,244. Since 354,666 is greater than 293,244, we can conclude that the city of San Fernando had the larger population in 2020. Compare each pair of whole numbers carefully. Start comparing from the highest place value and move from left to right until you find a difference. Write the correct symbol, greater than or equals, in the box to show the relationship between the two numbers. Read each word problem carefully. Identify the important numbers, compare them, and answer the question by choosing the correct answer based on the given information. Show the correct comparison using or equals if needed. Work with your group and line up according to the given order, ascending or descending. Arrange yourselves as quickly and correctly as possible. You will have 10 seconds to finish. The fastest group with the correct arrangement earns 1 point, and the group with the highest score at the end wins. Let's start. Ordering numbers means arranging numbers in a specific order. We can arrange them from least to greatest, which is called ascending order, or from greatest to least, which is called descending order. To arrange numbers correctly, compare them from the highest place value and continue from left to right until you find a difference. Complete the place value chart by writing each digit in its correct place value. Then arrange the numbers in ascending order, least to greatest, and descending order, greatest to least. Compare the numbers carefully, starting from the highest place value before arranging them correctly. Read each set of numbers carefully. Compare the numbers from the highest place value and arrange them in ascending order or descending order. Write your answers in the correct order. In this activity, we use what we learned about comparing and ordering whole numbers to solve real-life word problems. First, identify the numbers given in the problem. Then, compare or arrange them based on what the question asks. If you are asked to arrange numbers, order them from least to greatest ascending or greatest to least descending. If you're asked to compare numbers, look at the highest place value first and compare the digits from left to right until you find a difference. Always read the question carefully before answering. In this activity, we will arrange numbers in descending order, which means from the greatest to the least. To do this, compare the numbers starting from the leftmost digit. If the digits are the same, move to the next place value until you find a difference. The mountain with the greatest height comes first, followed by the next tallest until you reach the shortest mountain. Always compare the numbers carefully before arranging them. Arrange the cities according to their population in ascending order, which means from the smallest population to the largest population. Compare the population numbers carefully, starting from the leftmost digit. The city with the fewest people comes first, followed by the next larger population, until you reach the city with the largest population. Ms. Gomez needs 26 cake boxes, but the boxes are sold in packages of 10. Since she cannot buy part of a package, she needs to round 26 to the nearest 10, which is 30. Then divide 30 by 10 to find the number of packages. Therefore, 30 divided by 10 equals 3. So Ms. Gomez should buy 3 packages of cake boxes. This shows how rounding helps us estimate and make practical decisions in everyday situations. Let us compare the two choices. If Ms. Gomez buys 2 packages, she will have only 20 boxes, which is not enough for her 26 cakes. If she buys 3 packages, she will have 30 boxes, enough for all 26 cakes with 4 extra boxes left. Since she needs enough boxes for every cake, the best choice is to buy 3 packages. This shows that rounding up helps us make sure there are enough materials to meet our needs. A number line helps us find the nearest multiple of 10. Since 26 is closer to 30 than to 20, we round 26 up to 30. Rounding gives us the closest estimated value. When rounding numbers, check the digit to the right of the place value you are rounding. If it is 5 to 9, add 1 to the rounding digit. This is called rounding up. Example: 478 rounded to the nearest 10 is 480 because the ones digit is 8, which is 5 or more. Short discussion to round 38,612 to the nearest thousand. Identify the thousands digit, which is 8. Then look at the hundreds digit, which is 6. Since 6 is 5 or more, round up by adding 1 to the thousands digit and replace all digits to its right with zeros. Therefore, 38,612 rounds to 39,000. To round 195,248 to the nearest 10,000, identify the 10,000s digit, which is 9. Then look at the thousands digit, which is 5, since it is 5 or more. Round up by adding 1 to the 10,000s digit and replace all digits to the right with zeros. Therefore, 195,248 rounds to 200,000. To round 919,317 to the nearest 100,000, identify the 100,000s digit, which is 9. Then look at the 10,000s digit, which is 1, since 1 is less than 5. Keep the 9 the same and replace all the digits to the right with zeros. Therefore, 919,317 rounded to the nearest 100,000 is 900,000. To round whole numbers, first identify the rounding digit. Next, look at the digit to its right. If it is 5 or more, add 1 to the rounding digit. If it is less than 5, keep the rounding digit the same. Finally, replace all the digits to the right with zeros. This gives the rounded number. To round 26,147 to the nearest thousand, identify the thousands digit 6. Then look at the hundreds digit 1. Since 1 is less than 5, keep the thousands digit the same and replace the remaining digits with zeros. Therefore, 26,147 rounds to 26,000. To round 163,189 to the nearest 100,000, identify the 100,000's digit 1, then look at the 10,000's digit 6. Since 6 is 5 or greater, add 1 to the 100,000's digit and replace the remaining digits with zeros. Do the lesson activity. Do the formative assessment